Well, since I forgot that I was a speaker today, I'm going to talk to you about things I went through over the last 45 years in business. Once I was working on a house, on a 3-story house in San Juan Capistrano, custom house that was built by two young guys. They were the builders. And during the escrow, a sprinkler went off on the 3rd floor and soaked the whole house. And they tried to dry everything within a week of closing escrow. They tried to dry everything, repaint everything, getting ready, and they closed escrow. And within a week after that, the paint started peeling in sheets of the walls. And the owner tried to work with those guys, and they didn't listen. And he says, "Well, if you don't take care of this, we're going to sue you." And they ended up suing. And in those cases, everybody that's been working on the job gets sued, especially if you have insurance. If you don't have insurance, they kind of forget about you. And I got involved in that. And at that time, for some reason, I was insured with 2 different companies, but I didn't know how it worked. And I started with an attorney that worked on that, and then after a month or so, he had a big case back east, and he took off. And that was probably fairly early in my career, maybe like within 7 or 8 years I've been here. And I decided to represent myself. And then the funny part that I would go to first of all, I was deposed a couple times. And I went into court, and I could see how those guys handle things, because they're joking with a judge and things like that. And I went in with some of them and talked with the judge. And what ended up happening on that one, but before the trial started, it was a pre-trial meeting, this insinuated that I wasn't insured. So
they were insinuating you weren't insured?
Yeah. So I called my insurance agent, and he says, "Well, why did you handle that by yourself?" And then he talked to the other lawyers and stuff, and he offered them a $7,500 settlement, and then he took over everything. And I was out of it, and that started, everybody started pitching in, and the guy ended up getting $700,000, for maybe $60,000 of repairs.
Wow.
And that was one. And that was the first time I was sued. The second time I was sued, I don't know if I mentioned that before, that was a job in Emerald Bay, in Laguna Beach. And I was doing a lot of masonry there, and the builder wanted me to do the tile on the deck. And the deck was above living quarters. And I said, well, it has to be waterproof. And they said, okay. And they got it waterproof by somebody. Then we did the tile and things like that, and it leaked. Of course, they sued, and I finally got same thing there. For some reason, I had two insurance companies that I was insured with, and they split, but I ended up being nailed for $80,000. And the reason for that, they said, I said, I mentioned to you that I don't do waterproofing, but they said that you should have checked it before you put the tile down. I said, yeah, but where would I look? I don't do that.
Right.
And I lost.
Jesus.
Interesting.
We should be a general contractor, huh?
Yeah.
We own it.
Oh, yeah, you breathe on it, and
We
it's
own it.
yours.
Yeah.
Other things, I had some strange clients. I had some people that I did a couple projects in Huntington Beach by that golf course there. I can't remember the name of it, but they made me sign a contract with a penalty clause. And they made me do all kinds of extra work in the meantime, but then they kept holding me to the final date. And I finished the project and everything. And when I gave him the bill, he says, well, we're taking all this money out. And one of them did pay me. And when I went to the bank to cash a check, he put a stop payment on it.
Wow.
What else? Well, that's, you learn as you go. But especially early on, it's a lot harder than it would be now.
So normally you would have to ask for more time when they add the work on the change order. You would add.
Yeah, you would have to do the change
Yeah.
orders.
And then did you adjust your contract language for those cases?
Well, yeah, in my contract I have something that whatever extra work is done, it should be agreed on and with a signed change order and things like that. And most of the time, well, in some cases I don't do it because it's a pain, and also it's hard to tell how much it's gonna cost. Not on new work, not on new construction, but on what do you call that?
On a remodel.
Yeah, on remodels and things like that. You open a wall and you've got all that crap in there, and it's hard to tell what it's going to take to fix it. I usually fix it, and I've been, overall, I've done like over 500 big projects, and I might have had like maybe 5 or 6 bad clients. Well, I can't complain. Could be worse.
Yep. Your mine actually even says any delays may cause reevaluation of established scheduling in my original agreements. So that's a great clause to put in a contract, as long as it's legal to do that. I don't even know if that's legal.
Yeah,
Oh,
a few years ago too, that lawsuit by that lady, that so we had a contract with her, and she had some of the stuff done by somebody else, and the other guy didn't do the work properly, and she sued me. And I went into arbitration, and I got nailed on the technicalities. Like on my contract, I had like a down payment of $1,000, which is good, but also have I take a payment for materials, and that's illegal.
In advance, you can't do it in
Yeah,
advance.
but, yeah,
They have to be on the project, on the site, right?
yeah, but there's a technicality in there. Anyway,
Yeah.
and I lost that one.
Just because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 10% or $1,000, whatever less.
yeah.
Now, once you start the job, you can ask for more money, but it
At signing, you can get more.
yeah.
I mean,
It always makes me suspect when a sub comes to me and says, "Hey, you know, here I want this amount up front." I don't do it.
I'll go so far as to have it in writing, first draw due after day 1 or day 2.
Right.
So that there's at least knowledge, they read it and see, oh, this is gonna wanna check almost right away.
But you ask for money more than what we owe at the time, and you would get
You
nailed on
can't
that.
ask for more than what you've performed as far as,
Yeah,
but if you're ordering materials for day 1 or 2, you're bringing in actual product or like
Yeah.
refrigerators or,
and that's still, I don't think you still don't have your license number on your contract.
yeah, right, that, the proposal.
Yeah.
The contracts it does.
Yeah, but they nail you on stupid things like that.
Well, the state
Yeah.
doesn't want you to charge for materials till they're on the site, but then once they're on the site, they're not yours anymore.
Yeah,
So you've basically given them to them, so they can hold you ransom for them. It's a horrible deal.
That doesn't sound right at all.
That's the way it is.
No, it isn't. My materials, when I buy materials, they're not going to the job site. They're going to my shop,
yeah.
because I need them to build.
Right.
So how can I do that? How can I follow the law and have these materials delivered to the job site?
But you've got some clients that know these kind of things,
Yeah,
Right.
and
They take advantage.
they take advantage of it.
yeah.
That's how they make their money. What else? Well, you know, I
So
can't.
tell us your best job.
Yeah.
What's your favorite job?
My
you ever
best
did?
job is the first best job that I had. I was working on a Sunday on a job in Bear Brand in San Juan Capistrano, and the guy came to me and he said, "How would you like to build something, and it'll be your masterpiece?"
That sounds enticing.
Yeah.
Mhm, jeez.
I said, "Okay, we'll look at it." Then I met with him, and he told me what he wanted. I gave him some sketches and things like that. He liked that. And I didn't hear from him for 5 years. And all of a sudden he says, "Well, I'm ready." Then we started the plans, and it took me 5 years to go through plan check.
Oh, wow.
Jeez Louise.
Because
Why?
he's against the hills, and there was
Coastal Commission?
no, it was not coastal. It was just like you couldn't build
Yeah,
above.
the retaining walls and.
Yeah, it was restrictions and things like that. And then from one day to the next, I went to the city, and they said, "Oh, go ahead." And I built that project. It took us 19 months to build it. And what happened too, that when we did the plans on that property, the house next door burned down. And the owner of the property I was working for decided that he was going to buy the land. So he bought that property, and we had to make a lot line adjustment, and that took a while. And then we had to redesign the whole thing, you know. For that. But we ended up building it, and the guy was just a super client. And we built it in '95, and he passed away in 2011, and we finished the maintenance, I think, in 2019. And then they sold the property, and they moved to, the wife moved to Las Vegas.
So do you consider it one of your masterpieces?
Oh yeah, that was,
Good.
that turned out really nice. He loved it, you know.
Good.
And the guy was just super nice.
Good.
You know, straight, honest, no bullshit, fair. You know, if you didn't like something, or he said it, and we could talk, and that's very nice. And the second big one, that was like $1.2 million, just for the outside. There was a lot of masonry, and I got two awards for that project. The other one is that one in Newport. We did that was a one-story house in Big Canyon. We landscaped all that in 2000. And in 2018, they decided to level everything. And they went like for a 4,000 square foot house to a single story to a 3-story 12,000. And that's the one where we moved the pool 7 feet over. And we built like a portico for the entry on one side. And we had huge foundations for that for some reason, because it was soft or whatever, and there was tons of concrete. So they took it out, and we built another one on the other side. We bought that one ended up being like $1.5 million for just the outside. A lot of stonework and a lot of landscape. And we bought some trees, $130,000 in trees.
Wow.
And we're still doing maintenance there. And there come other projects like, I like when my clients are happy at the end. It's rare when they're not happy. Because I'll bend over backwards just to make them happy. Sometimes some of them don't deserve it.
But you're
I
a
don't
professional.
like to have problems,
Yeah.
you know. And I always put them in a situation that they can't say anything bad about me.
Pierre, how did your two best clients find you?
Well, the first one came to the job, you know, out of the blue. But what he liked the fact that I was working on a Sunday. He liked that part. By the way, on that job I was working on, Tommy John was one of the possible buyers of that property. I was a doctor, and Tommy John on it. The doctor got it, but I met him at the time. He was playing for the Angels. One bad one was Ken McLeod in Los Angeles. He's an actor you're all too young for that, but for Adam 12.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Ken McCall, okay, the
Okay.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, an
Yeah,
actor, yeah. He was awful.
Really?
Oh yeah. You know, I worked for him at the time that he was losing his, they were canceling his
The
show.
show.
Oh,
Oh, it was awful. On top of that, it was early, you know, I might have been here for about 4 or 5 years. And he hated foreigners.
Why did he hire you?
Well, because I was working for somebody else.
Oh, I see.
Nice.
Any other questions?
It's been an interesting business, huh?
Oh yeah, and I always say that, you know, I've got plenty of experience, but I'm still learning.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
And the jobs are, you know, the whole thing is about the same, but they're never all the same. They're
I
all
agree.
different.
You're right.
You know?
Which is
And
the
that's what
fun
I
of it.
like about it.
Yeah.
You know?
So where did Peter fit in on hardest clients?
At 75, how much longer can you, or how much longer do you want to continue to do what you're doing right now? I know you're having fun doing what you're doing, and you want to keep having fun. So how much longer you think you can hold up?
My problem is that I hate to lose the business.
Yeah.
And also because I've got all that client base that relies on me.
Yeah.
You know, some of them call for anything and say, "Oh, we're gonna have a party this weekend. Can you fix this? Can you fix that?" And we ride on it. And they know that I'm gonna be right on it. You know. There was a lot of work in there. And I wish I could, maybe not, even if I can't sell it, at least somebody could take over
There you go.
and continue, because there's a good base.
So over the years, do you have a lot of the same subcontractors, attorneys, and insurance people, or is that a small list of people, or is it a really big list, and you could call
Well,
somebody from 5 years ago and they would be there to, you know, whatever it is, paving, roofing?
Yeah, I like to use the same people, but one of the problems that I have, some of my workers died, some of my subs died, some of my subs retired, and but I still have some that I can call and they're there. You know, I can rely on.
You've known them for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm loyal if you don't screw me.
Yeah.
But you screw me once.
Sleep with the fishes.
Yeah.
That was his Marlon Brando right
Yeah.
there.
All right.
Concrete boots.
Colin Phil. Yeah. With a caisson.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot of caissons. But on the last one that I did, we were like 18 feet deep, digging by hand. And the guy on top that was picking up the buckets and stuff dropped a rock on top of the head of my guy.
Oh, God.
It was a small rock or whatever, and I said, that's it. No more digging of caissons by hand.
Yeah. Did he have a hard hat on?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, the city of Los Angeles was a tough one. Yeah, because well, that's where we dug that caisson, and the guy said, "Oh, what do you think? Did you call OSHA before you started?" And I said, "Not really."
Yeah, that's because I don't think that's legal to dig like that, is it?
Well, it's legal because there's a certain criteria of how because they're digging by hand in some places because there's no access for equipment. I was in Silver Lake, and you know, that was on a hill. There was absolutely no way we could get equipment there.
I know when we used to do trenching that you either had to put a trench plate in or you had to stagger it out
Right.
to make it safe.
Short enough.
Few situations we had a safety belt on our guys with a rope
Oh yeah, yeah. We
because
had
if
to.
something collapsed,
We'd
we'd
pull
pull them
them
out. Because that's how
Or
dangerous
at
it
least
was.
know where
It
he is.
Yeah, hook him to the backhoe and yank.
No, on the 2-foot one, it's really tight.
Yeah.
But we built some in Laguna Beach. There were, or even in Pasadena, they were 3 feet diameter, and we just drop a sonotube
Oh, okay.
as we go down.
Yeah, that's safe.
Most difficult city to work with.
LA.
Yeah.
Laguna Beach.
And the problem with the cities, that's another thing too. You know, a lot of, I used to have good rapport with some people in some cities, like in Mission Viejo, Laguna Beach, and all that. But these people are gone. It's all
Last
you
man
people
standing
that don't
again.
know crap,
Yeah.
and they tell you where to go. And I hate it.
Yeah, the
Thank you.
cities are definitely tough.